790 KABC McIntyre in the morning with Terry Ray Elmer and yours truly, John Phillips. So, Doug, we're always railing against politicians in Sacramento for bankrupting the state and ruining our lives in various ways. But
it's what we do best here in Talk
That's
Radio.
true. That is our vocation.
Sweeping generalizations.
But when there are people in Sacramento who are fighting the good fight and who are honest about what it is that they're doing up there, I think they should be called out too, and they should be rewarded. Well, one of those people is a state senator, former state senator from the San Gabriel Valley, who ran for state superintendent of public instruction last time around. I voted for her.
So did I.
Unfortunately, she didn't win.
I voted for her twice, though.
Uh-oh. What are you, from Chicago?
Whatever.
All right. So anyway, she didn't make it, but now she is cutting an ad for Prop 32, which would unleash would take away the stranglehold that unions have on Sacramento politicians. Here's a bit of the ad cut too, please.
I was a teacher who ran for office because I believed in public service, but I learned something as majority leader in the Senate. Special interests want to keep control of the politicians in Sacramento, and Proposition 32 prevents that. If you want to take back California from the special interests, if you want elected officials to answer to the people again, whatever your political persuasion, join me in voting yes on Proposition 32.
And the voice you just heard was the voice of former state senator Gloria Romero, who's joining us right now. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
So you're at the front of this fight over Prop 32, and the unions are coming after you with knives.
Well, I'm accustomed to that. I've always been a very independent Democrat, willing to speak out and to call it for what it is. And right now we have a political system in Sacramento that basically is pay for play. Money in, and we get the actions out from the legislators. It's time to change that. I've seen it firsthand.
I don't get this, and I've never gotten this, and you and I come from the opposite sides of the political spectrum, but I consider you to be an honest liberal, because liberals are liberals because they care about the poor, they care about the aged, they care about people who can't take care of themselves, and they want the government to step in and help those people out. Well, if the money's being taken out by the middleman, if the money's being taken out by the public employee unions and their pensions and their strangleholds, then that money never gets spent on the people that liberals care about. Yet you're the one that's up there fighting for those people, and many of your fellow Democrats and union leaders, the ones that control them, are the ones who are happy to supply the money to the middlemen. I never understood that.
Well, I think one answer to that is simply follow the money. And I say that as a Democrat. I'm now with Democrats for Education Reform. We are dedicated to ensuring that candidates are elected who are honest about in whose interests we serve. And it should be about children and their parents, not the moneyed special interests that basically maintain a power, a monopoly of decision-making in Sacramento. So it's important, I think, at this time when voters will have a choice to go to the polls in November and to vote yes on Prop 32, which basically is very simple. It basically bans direct contributions from both corporations and unions. It's a balanced measure, and it basically says that we're sick and tired of special interests running Sacramento, and we intend to take our government back.
We're talking with former California Senate Majority Leader Gloria Romero, and former state senator. Senator Romero, how would Prop 32 stand up in a challenge against Citizens United?
Well, this is something where, there's been from the opposition some misleading ads about Citizens United. Whatever one may think of the decision, that is the decision of the United States Supreme Court. A state initiative cannot overrule it. Citizens United is in effect today, and Prop 32 will have no impact on that at all, although the opponents are trying to mislead the voters and suggesting there's this tie to it. Independent expenditures are allowed in California today, and they will be after the passage of Prop 32. What we want to do is go directly to how basically the beast is fed in Sacramento, and that is by banning direct contributions from both corporations and unions to state and local candidates. Citizens United, that is something that does not and will not have an impact on how we fund elections in California with or without Prop 32.
Which union has the biggest stranglehold over your colleagues, your former colleagues in Sacramento? Is it the prison guards? Is it the teachers? Who's got the most control? Who does everybody worry about offending?
Well, you know, I think you've listed two of the most powerful. In fact, if we look at Secretary of State election records, we find that the California Teachers Association is the number one political contributor. And I believe they have a particularly strong stranglehold over the California State Assembly, where we saw just a few weeks ago members of the Assembly were so intimidated by a simple, streamlined bill that it would have protected children from teachers accused of molesting children in their classroom, that these Assembly members, they failed to vote. So the Teachers Association is clearly there. The prison guards is there as well. But if you look at the corporate angle as well, we find very powerful interests. AT&T is one of the major sponsors of the Speakers Tournament.
Right, the golf tournament at Pebble Beach, and then we've got the tribal casinos, the Indian casinos that have buckets of cash to pour into politics. And at one point, the Prison Guards Union was boasting on its website in the midterm elections that we have 107 new friends in government. They backed, I think, 109, or was it 107 and 105 won. And, of course, now Governor Brown spoke at their convention in Las Vegas between Election Day and his actual inauguration day. So left and right, Republican and Democrat, politics is awash with this money, and it's not serving the people well. It's just not serving. This is something that should be a bipartisan push.
Well, that's why I stepped up and said, count me in. You're right. This should be nonpartisan. I don't care if you're Democrat, Independent, Republican, Green, whatever you are. If we want to take back our government, if we want to end the special interests that have dominated and basically brought our state to the brink of bankruptcy and our school system to the brink of failure in so many districts for high poverty children in California, then this is the right thing to do at this time. I know many Democrats who will say to me privately, Gloria, I'm with you, I'm just a little bit afraid, and I'm hoping that they too will have the courage to stand up and to speak out on Prop 32.
Former state senator, former majority leader Gloria Romero, I know you're out of office now, but I hope
please
you
run
change
for
your
something?
mind. Good God.
Like immediately?
Get back up there, please.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for being with us. We really appreciate it, and it's so refreshing to hear somebody just lay. This isn't an ideological issue. It's an actuarial issue. These are just the facts on the ground.
Absolutely.
All right.